What if I told you that very discomfort is the unmistakable signal that your quantum shift has already begun? There comes a moment in every human life when the outside world no longer satisfies the hunger within. You may have noticed it yourself. Restlessness and unease, a quiet whisper that the life you're living is not the life you were born for. It is not a voice of criticism, but a call to awaken. Because deep inside you, beneath the layers of conditioning, beneath the endless routines, there exists a self that remembers. A self that knows you are far more powerful than your past, more capable than your circumstances, and more infinite than the limitations you've been told to accept. Most people live as if the script of their life has already been written. They wake up, follow the same patterns, think the same thoughts, and repeat the same emotions. And without realizing it, they are rehearsing yesterday into today, and today into tomorrow. But here is the truth. Your life does not have to be a recycled version of your past. The universe did not place you here to remain stuck in cycles of fear, doubt, or limitation. You are here to create, to expand, to evolve into a greater expression of yourself. The first step is awareness. To pause long enough to ask, who am I being right now? Am I reacting to life out of habit, or am I consciously creating the person I choose to become? Because every thought you repeat, every emotion you indulge, every belief you carry, they are not just invisible forces. They are architects of your future. Your brain is not simply recording your life. It is broadcasting the reality you are rehearsing. And when you live unconsciously, you send out the same signal day after day, attracting the same experiences, the same people, the same limitations. But what happens when you interrupt that pattern? What happens when you choose to think beyond the familiar, to feel beyond the predictable, to act beyond the limitations of your past? You step into the unknown. And the unknown is not something to fear, is the very womb of creation. It is where all possibilities exist, waiting for your attention, your energy, your belief to call them forth. This is where transformation begins. Not in waiting for the world outside to change, but in choosing to change the world within. Because when you shift your inner state, reality cannot help but respond. Your life is not happening to you, it is happening through you. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are the creator of them. So let this be your reminder. The version of you that is stuck, limited, or afraid is not who you truly are. It is only who you have been rehearsing. And the moment you decide to rehearse a new state of being, a state of clarity, courage, gratitude, love, or vision, you give life permission to rearrange itself around you. That is not philosophy, that is science. That is the power of stepping into alignment with your truest self. The moment you decide to step into a new reality, whether it's creating financial abundance, building deeper love, or healing your body, something fascinating begins to unfold. Your conscious mind makes the declaration, I will no longer live by the old story. I choose something greater. But immediately, a subtle war ignites inside you. Your body, conditioned by years of repetition, begins to resist. Why does this happen? Because your body has been trained like a loyal servant to your past. Every thought of fear, every memory of disappointment, every loop of self-doubt has left behind chemical footprints. Over time, your nervous system became familiar with these states. Fear became comfortable. Stress felt normal. Doubt became home. And just like any addiction, the body craves what it knows, if what it knows is pain. When you envision a new future, your conscious mind is excited. You see the possibilities. You feel the inspiration. But your body whispers, wait. This is unfamiliar. This is unsafe. Let's go back. That whisper can show up as anxiety, procrastination, excuses, or even physical discomfort. But here's the truth. That resistance is not proof you're failing. It's proof you're on the edge of transformation. Think about it this way. If you've lived 20 or 30 years rehearsing the emotions of fear or unworthiness, those emotions have become hardwired. They're not just fleeting feelings. They've become part of your biology. Your body literally expects them each day, like a drug. So when you wake up and say, "Today I choose joy. Today I choose power," your body feels deprived. It craves the old chemicals of stress, anger, or worry. This is why change feels uncomfortable. It's not because you're weak. It's not because you're broken. It's because your body is detoxing from the past. In fact, that very discomfort is the gateway. The shaking, the resistance, the urge to run back to what you know. That's your nervous system revealing the depths of your conditioning. And if you can stay present in that moment, if you can breathe through it, you begin to teach your body that it can trust the unknown. Transformation is not about denying the resistance. It's about embracing it. Recognizing that when your body screams for the familiar, you have an opportunity to choose differently. To show up as the new version of yourself, even while the old version is pulling you back. So the next time you feel doubt rising or fear pressing against your chest, smile inwardly. That's not a sign you're failing. That's a sign you're alive in the process of change. That's your old self taking its final stand before it dissolves. And every time you choose to stay aligned with your vision, instead of retreating to the past, you rewire your brain, you reshape your body, and you step closer into the future that's been waiting for you. When we look into the very fabric of reality through the lens of quantum physics, we discover something extraordinary. At the subatomic level, matter does not behave as we were taught in the old, rigid Newtonian model of the universe. Electrons, the very particles that make up our reality, do not exist as fixed entities. Instead, they float in a state of probability superposition where multiple outcomes exist all at once. They are here and they are there. They are moving forward and they are moving back. They are particles and they are waves. They embody potential until the very moment they collapse into a definite state. Now think about what that means for your life. Every choice you make, every vision you hold, every dream you dare to imagine exists in that same field of possibility. Your future isn't predetermined, and your destiny isn't locked. It lives in the same invisible realm of superposition, waiting for your focus, your energy, your intention to pull it into form. Just as an electron doesn't choose its place until it is observed. Your new reality doesn't crystallize until you consistently align your awareness with it. This is why transitions feel so unstable. The moment you step away from the familiar, you are leaving the collapsed particle, your old self, your old habits, your old story. You are moving into the quantum field of possibility, where nothing yet feels solid. It feels uncertain. It feels as if the ground beneath you is dissolving. And that sensation, rather than being a sign of failure, is proof that you are in the in-between, the superposition where everything extraordinary is born. Most people mistake this instability for danger. They rush back to the known, back to the predictable, because the human brain craves certainty. But the truth is, the uncertainty is sacred. It's the womb of creation. It's the place where the old self dies and the new self has not yet been born. It is the same mysterious gap that electrons occupy before deciding who and what they will become. When you sit in meditation and visualize a future that is greater than your past, you are literally interacting with this quantum field. You are sending out an energetic signal that says, "This reality exists." And the more you sustain your attention there, the more the wave of possibility begins to collapse into a particle. The more invisible energy condenses into visible matter. So the next time you feel uncomfortable, uncertain, or suspended between who you were and who you want to be, remember, this is quantum law playing out in your own transformation. You are living in superposition. You are standing in the field where all potential futures exist. And if you can resist the urge to collapse back into the old, if you can hold steady in the unknown with faith and intention, you will call forth the reality that once seemed impossible. Manifestation is never just about thinking the right thoughts or repeating affirmations. Thought alone is like a spark. It has potential, but without fuel, it fades quickly. What truly ignites that spark into a fire is coherence, the union between your mind and your body. When your inner dialogue speaks abundance, but your body is still vibrating with fear, stress, or doubt, you're sending mixed instructions into the quantum field. It's like trying to tune into a station on the radio, but turning the dial halfway. The static drowns out the music. Your mind may declare, "I am worthy of love, success, and abundance." But if your body is still anchored to memories of rejection, scarcity, or loss, it cannot receive the new signal. The body is a reflection of the past. It stores years of emotional imprints, chemical patterns, and neural loops that resist sudden change. This is why so many people feel stuck. It's not because they lack intelligence or discipline. It's because their body hasn't yet been taught how to feel what the mind is imagining. Coherence is the bridge. When your heart and brain begin to synchronize, a field of harmony is created inside you. This state is not abstracted, can be measured. The rhythm of the heart communicates directly with the brain, releasing chemical signals that tell your body whether it is safe, whether it is loved, and whether it can expand. When this alignment occurs, your energy becomes organized. Instead of scattering fragments of fear and desire, you project a unified frequency into the field. That frequency is what the universe responds to. Imagine coherence like a symphony. Each instrument, the thoughts in your mind, the emotions in your body, the rhythm of your breath must play in tune. If one is out of sync, the music collapses into noise. But when they align, the resonance is undeniable. You don't just think abundance, you feel it, embody it, radiate it. And that state of being becomes magnetic. The process begins with awareness. You notice when your body resists, when your chest tightens with anxiety, or your stomach knots with doubt. Instead of judging it, you breathe into it. You teach your body through presence and repetition that safety is not found in old survival patterns, but in the new elevated emotions of gratitude, joy, and love. Each breath becomes a lesson, each meditation a rehearsal, until the body learns to trust the mind's vision. When the body finally surrenders to the mind's direction, something extraordinary happens. You collapse the distance between who you were and who you are becoming. You no longer chase your future. You begin to embody it now. In coherence, you are not begging the universe to respond. You are commanding reality through resonance. This alignment is the secret doorway. It is the bridge between thought and experience, between imagination and manifestation. When your mind and body become one, you are no longer hoping for your future. You are living it before it arrives. When you hear the words gratitude, joy, or awe, you might think of them as simply pleasant emotions. But in truth, they are far more than fleeting feelings. They are measurable frequencies, living energies that carry your intention into the quantum field. Emotions are the language your heart speaks, and the heart is the body's most powerful electromagnetic generator. Every elevated emotion you cultivate is a broadcast, a signal that informs the universe of who you are becoming. Think about it. You can think positive thoughts all day long, but if your body is still saturated with the chemistry of fear, stress, or lack, your signal is scrambled. The field doesn't respond to words or empty affirmations. It responds to the vibrational signature you emit. Gratitude, joy, and awe are not just inner experiences. They are coherent electromagnetic messages that ripple outward, drawing matching realities back to you. When you practice gratitude before the evidence shows up, you flip the rules of the old paradigm. Most people wait for life to give them something to feel thankful for. But manifestation requires the reverse. By generating the emotion of already having what you desire, you instruct your nervous system to step into the future now. Your heart radiates that frequency into the field, and because energy attracts energy, life reorganizes itself to mirror your elevated state. Joy works the same way. Joy is not simply happiness when circumstances are favorably, is the conscious decision to embody the energy of possibility. When you allow joy to flow through your body, you're teaching your cells, your genes, and your biology that the future you're dreaming of is not far away, it's alive in you now. You become the walking proof of your vision. And perhaps, the most expansive of them all is the energy of reverence for life itself. All dissolves the boundaries of the small self and reminds you that you are part of something vast, intelligent, and interconnected. When you feel awe, you step out of survival emotions and into unity with the quantum field. That field recognizes the signal of coherence, of openness, and responds by collapsing greater possibilities into your reality. The beautiful truth is this: elevated emotions are not luxuries. They are technologies. They are the carrier waves upon which your intentions ride into the unseen, and they return to you in the form of synchronicities, opportunities, and manifestations. Each time you close your eyes, breathe deeply, and summon gratitude or joy for a reality not yet visible, you are rehearsing your future. You are embodying it before it arrives, and the universe does not know the difference between a deeply felt emotion generated by imagination and one triggered by an outer event. In both cases, your body believes it, your field broadcasts it, and the quantum responds. This is why elevated emotions are the key. They are the fuel. The current is a magnetic force that bridges thought into matter. Here's the truth most people overlook. Change doesn't begin when your external world shifts. Change begins the moment you become the version of yourself that matches the life you desire. The mistake so many make is waiting for permission from their environment. They wait for the money to feel abundant. They wait for the relationship to feel loved. They wait for the healing to feel whole. But that is living backwards. That is conditioning your internal state on external circumstances, which only recycles the same old patterns. To step into your future, you must flip the script. You don't wait for evidence, you generate evidence from within. Embodiment is teaching your body emotionally and physically what your mind already knows conceptually. It is moving from thinking about change to living it, moment by moment, breath by breath. When you close your eyes and truly allow yourself to feel freedom, feel abundance. Feel vitality even if nothing in your outer world reflects it. Yet you are installing new software into your nervous system. You are teaching your cells anew language. Your body doesn't know the difference between an emotion created by an external experience and an emotion created by a deeply rehearsed inner reality. When you fully embrace gratitude for a future you haven't yet seen, when you feel love as if it's already present, when you celebrate your health as if you've already healed your subconscious beliefs, it's real now. That's when the field begins to reorganize around your energy. Think of actors stepping into a role. The most powerful performances happen when they don't just pretend, they become. They walk, speak, and even think as their character until it feels natural. That's embodiment. When you embody your new reality, you're not playing dress, signaling to the universe that you are already a vibrational match to the life you desire. This isn't just mental rehearsal, it's biological transformation. Neural pathways begin to fire differently. Hormones shift. Genes express in new ways. The more consistently you embody your future, the more your body ceases to live in the past. You start remembering your future instead of endlessly rehearsing your history. So stop waiting for the world to prove itself to you. Step into the feeling of the life you desire right now. Feel what it's like to already be free, to already be abundant, to already be loved. Embody it so fully that your nervous system surrenders the old story and embraces the new. Because when you live as if your new reality has already happened, you're no longer chasing change, you are the change. And when you are the change, your outer world has no choice but to catch up. Patience in this work is not passive. Waiting it is an active living state of coherence. Think of it as the alignment that holds the frequency steady while the quantum field does its invisible organizing. Too often, people mistake the gap between their intention and its physical appearance as a void, as if nothing is happening. But in reality, that gap is sacred. It is where the unseen begins to condense into the seen. When you plant a seed in the soil, you don't dig it up every morning to check if it has sprouted. You trust the process. You water it, give it sunlight, and know that beneath the surface, roots are forming, cells are multiplying, and life is quietly unfolding. The same is true of your manifestations. Beneath the surface of your awareness, neuroplasticity is rewiring circuits in your brain. Your nervous system is learning a new rhythm. Your electromagnetic field is stabilizing into a coherent broadcast. The field is receiving and responding. The invisible is reorganizing itself to reflect your inner work. Patience, then, is not idleness. It is the discipline of staying in alignment with your future self, regardless of what your senses report. It's the choice to hold gratitude before the evidence, to sustain joy even when the external world hasn't yet shifted. This is the moment most people give up because they confuse silence for absence. They walk away from the garden before the first sprout breaks the soil. But when you embody patience as coherence, you stay aligned long enough for reality to catch up to your energy. Every day you choose to feel the elevated emotions of your future, you are reinforcing that neural and energetic pattern. You are entraining your biology into a new destiny. And the more consistent you are, the stronger the signal you broadcast. The truth is, impatience is incoherence. It's sending one signal today, another tomorrow, and another the next. The field cannot organize around inconsistency. Patience, on the other hand, is steadiness. It is holding the frequency unwaveringly, giving the universe the clear instruction it needs to reorganize matter and circumstances in your favor. So the next time you feel stuck, reframe it. That stuckness is not a plateau, it is gestation. It is the moment before breakthrough, the stillness before transformation becomes visible. The silence does not mean nothing is happening. It means everything is happening, just not yet in a way your eyes can see. When you learn to love the in-between, when you embrace patience as coherence, you realize that the waiting is not empty. It is active creation. It is the womb of your new life, carrying the seeds of your intention until the moment they bloom into form. Stress is the great saboteur of creation. It is not simply a mental annoyance, it is a full-body broadcast that tells the field, I am in danger, I am limited, I must survive. When you live in stress chemistry, your body is producing cortisol and adrenaline in a constant loop. And those chemicals are ancient messengers designed to prepare you to fight, flee, or freeze. That was useful when survival meant outrunning a predator, but when you carry that same chemistry into your daily life, you end up rehearsing the past over and over again. Think about what stress does to your focus. When you're under pressure, your awareness narrows. You scan for threats. You anticipate the worst. You predict how things could go wrong. Your brain stops imagining new possibilities and instead recycles old scenarios. That means your creative energy is hijacked. You can't build a new future when every signal you're sending is anchored in yesterday's fear. This is why so many people feel stuck. It's not that their dreams are impossible. It's not that the field isn't responding. It's that their biology is trapped in a feedback loop of survival. The body memorizes stress as normal, and when you try to imagine abundance, freedom, or love, your mind declares it, but your body resists it. The signal is incoherent, scrambled, divided. The key is to reset the nervous system, to teach the body that it's safe in the present. Breath is one of the simplest tools. A slow, intentional breath tells your heart to settle, tells your brain to shift, tells your body that survival isn't the priority anymore, creation is. Heart coherence is another. When you bring awareness into your heart and generate feelings like gratitude or appreciation, you literally change your electromagnetic field. Your body stops living in a survival broadcast and begins to resonate with possibility. Even micro practices, just a pause in your day to breathe, to soften your focus, to release the tension you didn't realize you were holding, create space. And in that space, you move from repetition to creation. Stress chemistry locks you into the old self. Presence chemistry liberates you into the new. The moment you shift your internal state, the field takes notice. The universe doesn't respond to what you say you want. It responds to the frequency you sustain. When you step out of stress, you are no longer recycling the past. You are rehearsing the future. There comes a moment when practice transforms into embodiment, when intention is no longer something you send outward, but something you radiate from within. This is the essence of the quantum reset. It is the shift from trying to influence the field to realizing you are the field. You are not separated from the intelligence that governs galaxies, cells, and seasons. You are woven into it, a living extension of the same energy that spins the planets and breathes life into every blade of grass. When your body, mind, and heart finally move into coherence, you stop acting as a fragmented being and start vibrating as a unified signal. This coherence is not fragile, it is magnetic, commanding. It doesn't ask, it declares. It doesn't chase, it draws. In this state, your nervous system no longer broadcasts static, born of fear and doubt. Instead, it transmits a clean frequency of clarity, love, an alignment that resonates with the very intelligence of creation itself. Think about it. Opportunities, synchronicities, breakthroughs, connections, they are not accidents. They are responses to your signal. They show up because your field has calibrated to receive them, just like a radio station can only broadcast what it's tuned to. The life you experience is evidence of your vibrational alignment. Once your frequency is set to wholeness, abundance, and possibility, reality organizes itself around that broadcast. Your nervous system becomes the gateway. It's the portal between potential and manifestation. Every breath of coherence you generate, every elevated emotion you embody, every moment of gratitude and awe you sustenance, all strengthens this bridge. And when the bridge is strong, the energy of the field flows through you unhindered, shaping your life in ways logic could never orchestrate. This is the reset. No longer a seeker begging reality to change, but a creator radiating change from the inside out. You are no longer chasing results, you are magnetizing them. You are no longer repeating the past, you are birthing futures. And the most profound realization of all, the power was never outside of you, was always within your breath, your heart, your attention, your frequency. You are not waiting for the field, you are the field. And when you live from that knowing, creation doesn't just happen occasionally, becomes the natural rhythm of your existence. Step into that alignment. Radiate that coherence. Live as the signal. Because when you embody the field, the universe has no choice but to respond.